"I'm not happy. I cannot accept this situation," Charles Leclerc said firmly after the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. "Finishing where we did today is not satisfying. I want to be fighting for wins, not settling for points. That's not what I'm here for." Leclerc's words came just moments after stepping out of the car in Imola, capturing the mood not only of a frustrated driver, but also of a team under growing internal pressure. The Ferrari driver, now in his 6th season with the team, did not hold back in expressing his disappointment, both with the car's performance and the team's decision-making during the race. Before we start the video, please take the time to like the video and subscribe if you like our work. We're still a growing channel and we would appreciate it a lot. Thank you, and let's dive in to the video. "I'm not criticizing for the sake of it," he added, "but something has to change. We cannot be content like this." The comments followed a race that was eventful but ultimately unsatisfying for Leclerc. After qualifying 11th, he managed to recover ground during the race but became embroiled in a controversial incident with Williams' Alex Albon. While overtaking, Leclerc forced Albon off the track, a move that prompted Ferrari to instruct him to give the position back. The instruction triggered a frustrated reaction over team radio. Leclerc questioned the logic behind the decision, arguing that he had already made the move and that returning the position would compromise his race further. The radio exchange, which included several moments of heated language, reflected a growing disconnect between the driver and his team. "We keep finding ourselves in the same situations," Leclerc explained post-race. "It's frustrating. We are capable of more, and I want to be part of that solution, but it's getting harder to see how we move forward when we keep making the same mistakes." Ferrari team principal Frédéric Vasseur later addressed the incident, playing down the tension but acknowledging that the decision was made to avoid a penalty from race control. "In that moment, we felt it was the right thing to do. It was about protecting track position overall," Vasseur said. Charles was obviously emotional, which is normal in racing, but we will review everything internally. As the season progresses, Leclerc's comments point to deeper frustrations, not just with isolated race events, but with Ferrari's overall direction. The SF25 has not delivered the consistency or competitiveness that was expected in pre-season testing. Despite visible upgrades and ongoing development, Ferrari continues to trail Red Bull and McLaren, and in some races, even Mercedes. Leclerc's tone, however, has shifted. Earlier in the season, his comments leaned toward optimism and patience. Now the language has grown sharper, with repeated calls for accountability and change. His frustration is not just about results, it's about belief in the team's long-term vision. Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton, still settling into life at Ferrari, had a more measured response after the race. Starting 12th, Hamilton executed a clean, strategic drive to finish 4th, marking his best result with the team so far. Post-race, he spoke positively about Ferrari's race strategy, calling it an encouraging step forward, but also hinted at underlying challenges, particularly around qualifying pace. "There are some things I've suggested to improve one-lap performance," Hamilton noted. "Not everything is being implemented yet, but I'm optimistic we'll get there. It takes time." Hamilton's tone contrasts with Leclerc's, but both drivers appear to be pressing for similar changes. While Hamilton approaches it diplomatically, Leclerc is growing more vocal. That difference in approach may reflect their respective roles. Hamilton, new to the team, is still building relationships and understanding internal dynamics. Leclerc, on the other hand, has been through multiple campaign cycles with Ferrari and is visibly running out of patience. The situation is drawing attention across the paddock. Many analysts point to Ferrari's long-standing issues, not just with the car, but with internal structure, operational execution, and mid-race adaptability. These have been recurring themes in the post-Arrivabon and Binotto eras, and despite Vasseur's arrival, the turnaround remains a work in progress. Heading into the next phase of the season, Ferrari finds itself under a familiar spotlight. The question isn't just whether the car is fast enough, it's whether the team can retain the confidence of its lead driver, who increasingly sounds like he's considering his long-term options. For now, Leclerc remains committed, but his comments after Imola mark a notable shift in tone. "I love this team," he said. "I believe in Ferrari, but belief has to come with results, and at some point, something has to give." As the grid heads toward Monaco, one of the most prestigious races on the calendar and Leclerc's home Grand Prix, the pressure to deliver is higher than ever. Both the team and its drivers will need to align quickly if they hope to keep the season from slipping further out of reach. Despite public attempts to maintain a united front, the contrast between Leclerc's growing frustration and Hamilton's cautiously optimistic demeanour has become increasingly visible. Internally, Ferrari now faces the challenge of balancing two high-profile drivers with different expectations, communication styles, and approaches to problem-solving, all while trying to recover competitiveness on track. Leclerc's outburst at Imola has not gone unnoticed by those inside the paddock or by fans of the sport. Former drivers and pundits have commented on the situation, with some defending Leclerc's emotion as a reflection of his commitment, while others have warned that such public displays of frustration can destabilise a team already struggling for form. Hamilton's arrival was meant to alleviate pressure on Leclerc by providing an experienced benchmark and shifting some of the media focus. Instead, it has added a new layer of complexity. While Hamilton brings undeniable pedigree, he also arrives with expectations, influence, and a certain degree of autonomy. That dynamic could eventually lead to internal tension if Ferrari fails to deliver a car that allows both drivers to perform at their peak. The situation is further complicated by strategic inconsistencies. At several points this season, Ferrari has faced criticism for slow decision-making, ineffective pit strategies, and missed opportunities during safety car periods. In races where other teams like Red Bull and McLaren have demonstrated decisive, agile tactics, Ferrari has often appeared hesitant or reactive. In the case of Imola, Ferrari's decision to instruct Leclerc to return the position to Albon may have been justified from a rules standpoint, but the way it was communicated and the timing of it added to the sense of internal disorder. It's this lack of clarity that seems to bother Leclerc. Looking ahead, Ferrari's development roadmap is likely to come under increased scrutiny. The SF25 has shown flashes of competitiveness in certain conditions, but has struggled with consistency across different circuits and weather scenarios. Upgrades introduced at recent races have delivered mixed results, with some improvements in tyre wear and straight-line speed, but ongoing concerns about rear stability and aerodynamic balance in high-speed corners. Both drivers have expressed the need for continued development, but again, their messaging has differed. Hamilton has called for structural changes to improve qualifying setups and race day adaptability. Leclerc, meanwhile, has repeatedly emphasized execution and strategy, suggesting that even a fast car is being held back by avoidable errors. Ferrari's management will now be tasked with addressing both fronts, technical development and team operations, while also managing the personalities within. Vassar's leadership will be tested as the pressure mounts to deliver results not just for the standings, but for morale and internal stability. Off track, speculation about Leclerc's future is already beginning to circulate. While he remains under contract, observers note that prolonged underperformance could lead to difficult conversations later in the season. For now, Leclerc maintains that he wants to succeed with Ferrari, but his tone implies a desire for urgent change. Hamilton, for his part, has taken a more pragmatic approach to his first season with the team. He acknowledged earlier this year that adapting to a new team and culture takes time. At Imola, his comments about ideas not yet being implemented suggest he is already pushing for internal reforms, though in a more subtle fashion than his teammate. The situation will be further tested in the coming rounds. Monaco, Canada and Spain each present different types of challenges, from tight street circuits to high downforce demands and power sensitivity. Ferrari will need to demonstrate that they can adapt quickly and deliver performance consistently, or risk falling further behind their rivals. The fan base too is growing increasingly vocal. While support for Ferrari remains strong, the frustration among the tifosi is palpable. Expectations are always high for the Scuderia, and the combination of a world-class driver pairing and another underperforming car has created a familiar sense of disappointment. Ultimately, Ferrari's 2025 campaign is reaching a pivotal moment. The team must find a way to harness the potential of its driver lineup, resolve ongoing performance issues, and re-establish itself as a credible title contender. The next few races will reveal whether the internal tension can be converted into progress, or if it marks the beginning of deeper structural issues.